Hey everyone, welcome back into the Fairbanks Evening News. Mike Schultz with you once again talking about weather and a very uneventful day across the interior, and it's not going to change. In fact, the weather pattern looks like it's going to be very stable all the way through the weekend into the first part of next week. We'll tell you more about that in just a little bit. Photograph, once again, another beautiful sunset. This one taken on January 13th by Ron Plummer. Again, the gorgeous oranges and reds. A beautiful shot there. And as always, if you have a photograph you want to share with us, send it to photos@ktvf11.com. and we'll share it with the rest of the audience. Here's your almanac for this date. As you can see, today's high was 27 degrees, the low last night 15, right now 21 degrees, the record high 50 in 1981, and boy was that year 1934 cold. It was really cold. The last few days it's been 60s below. Last year, that year it was 64 below. The sunrise this morning was at 10:25, sunset about 3:34 this afternoon, giving us 5 hours and 14 minutes of daylight. That's a loss, actually a gain, I should say, of 6 minutes. And the barometer is quite low. It'd be really scary if you had this in the lower 48, but you know what? We're so far north, it doesn't make any difference. So even though you have a low barometer, not a whole lot of storminess associated with it. In fact, you can see that on the satellite and radar, just one little area of low pressure sitting over here, spinning around counterclockwise, helping to bring that moisture up. It is raining pretty heavily and windy across southeast Alaska, but that's about it. The rest of the state looking at fairly dry conditions, and again, a very lack of snow is going to be giving folks for the Iditarod a lot of nightmares, it looks like. Here's what's going on across the rest of the state. The rain is continuing to fall over southeast Alaska. Juneau at 44, Ketchikan 43. Around the Anchorage Bowl, a few scattered showers there, 38 at Anchorage, 41 degrees at Kodiak. Pretty good rain down around Cold Bay, 37 degrees there, but again, up and down the west coast, things look pretty nice. 20 degrees at Nome, Barrow at 9 below, and Fort Yukon 14 above. All right, let's head on to the lower 48, and we'll talk about more rain moving across the Pacific Northwest, all in association with a pretty good frontal boundary. We'll show you that in just a little bit. Temperature-wise, 72 degrees at Phoenix, a nice day in Denver, 55. Minneapolis above freezing finally, 35 degrees there. Over Texas, 56 at Dallas, New Orleans at 46. Miami up to close to 80 degrees, and over the northeast, New York a little chilly, 34 degrees on the satellite and radar. You can see a lot of rain moving across the southeast, but moving rapidly out over the Atlantic Ocean. Over the northeast, a little bit of a swirl of clouds there, bringing some snow shower activity to there. Central Plains looking really good, while the west coast is getting ready for more rain. In fact, you can see a pretty good boundary, a frontal boundary working its way up and down from Seattle right on down into parts of northern California, and that's going to continue. Now, as far as the jet stream is concerned, well, once again, with that jet stream roaring off the Pacific Ocean, that's why they're expecting so much rain, while cold temperatures are expected across the Central Plains and over the Great Lakes, a little bit of light snow there with rain over the northeast, but dry down to the south. All right, back to Alaska for tomorrow. The forecast for the northern sections, wind and snow in Barrow, with snow at Nome, maybe 1 to 2 inches there, and a little light snow expected for Fort Yukon, 3 degrees below zero for the high in Barrow. Here in the interior, mostly cloudy skies for Fairbanks, flurries in Delta, and mixed showers for Healy of rain and snow. Over southeast Alaska, the rains will continue. As you can see, rain for Juneau, wind and heavy rain for Ketchikan. Well, out to the southwest, it looks like for the most part, rainy at Cold Bay, freezing rain for Bethel, and scattered showers in the Kodiak region. And if you're heading in down the Anchorage area, it looks like cloudy skies at Anchorage, rain showers for Homer, and mixed rain and snow in Valdez. Okay, time once again for our kids' weather. Wrapping up this week with the kids from Salsha Elementary School. Only tonight, we're going to hear from the teacher with an interesting weather fact.
Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Anderson. This is my 5th and 6th grade class here at Salsha Elementary School. I have a weather fact to share with you. Class, did you know that a waterspout is a small tornado that forms over water? One waterspout in Australia moved back over the land and dropped hundreds of fish onto the city.
What a mess that was, I can imagine. Thanks to Mount McKinley Bank for sponsoring our kids' weather. Next week, we're going to be visiting with the kids from Tickleswick Brown Elementary School. It is a Thursday night, which means it's time for our road conditions. The Dalton Elliott Highway, drifting snow, icy patches, and packed snow, kind of sloppy there. If you're heading on to the Estes or Richardson Highway, slippery roads with icy patches, and there'll be snow removal equipment out on the higher elevations, so keep that in mind. And over the Parks Highway, black ice, frosted surfaces, and ice-glazed roads. So not real good driving conditions, but not too prohibitive. Our forecast for tonight, cloudy and not as cold with a few flurries, 14 degrees the overnight low. Tomorrow Tomorrow's forecast, another day just like today, 23 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and the extended forecast calling for a little bit cooling trend. As you can see on Saturday and Sunday, temperatures in the mid-teens, and then dropping down by next Wednesday down to about 5 degrees above for the daytime high. The overnight low also dropping down. As you can see, there's 0 to 5 degrees below zero, and you'll also notice no snow in the forecast. So this wild weather is going to continue right on through the middle part of next week, it looks like. Maybe even 30 degrees by next Thursday.